powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you're funny face.
It's not my brother.
Funny face.
I don't know him.
You don't know funny face.
It's not my brother.
You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Boabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
I'm delighted to be supporting the GhanaWeb road safety campaign. Let's be brutally frank. We are losing too many of our compatriots. The last time I checked the statistics, at the end of April, 1,034 Ghanaians had lost their lives to road crashes. We cannot continue on this trajectory. More people have died on our roads than COVID has killed during this pandemic period. That's really striking. We cannot continue doing the same thing and yet expect different results. Expect that some way, somehow, we'll reverse this deadly trend. We need to end the fatalities. We need to end the road crashes. We all now must take greater responsibility. Make sure our cars are serviced, our brakes are serviced regularly. We must ensure that as car owners, we do not hand over our cars to drivers or to our children who have not been properly licensed to use our vehicles. And let us just watch the speed and be extra cautious on our roads. Let's obey road traffic regulations and respect the signage on our roads. The carnage, the fatalities cannot continue. We must end the mass murder that is going on in our country due to road traffic accidents. It has to end, beginning from me, beginning from you. So let us do right and let us save lives.
From the dawn of time, people have engaged in several businesses. With the onset of technology and innovation, life has relatively been made easier. By using debit or credit cards,
Mobile banking.
Thank you. And your favorite, mobile money?
tech has indeed married business. On BizTech, we spend time with faces behind known and upcoming businesses in the country.
Learn more about the new technologies and innovation,
as well as find out about the trending issues in the world of business.
Join us as we serve you with a variety of compelling interviews, projects, and others right here on GhanaWeb TV.
Have you ever wondered why certain vehicles are stopped or accosted by officials of the MTTD as well as DVLA, or why you can't drive certain vehicles with some types of licenses? Today on GhanaWeb Road Safety Campaign Series, we are here with the compliance team of the Drivers and Vehicular Licensing Authority, DVLA, and some officials from MTTD for their compliance checks here at the Audumu Stretch, not very far away from the Intercity SCC Driving School yard. Today we speak to the Deputy Director for Testing and Training, Mr. Joseph Obosu. He's going to be explaining to us what exactly they're going to be doing here. What you see behind me is a van that has been stopped, and he's going to explain to me why this van has been stopped and why the driver is being interrogated and so on. Mr. Obosu, thanks for joining us. Kindly assist me to understand why this van here has been stopped by a team.
This car was stopped. Okay. So because it came as a truck, and they put a container on it. And
when you say truck, how do you mean, like just the head and then the carrier?
What I mean is, it came as a truck without the cargo, this van. Okay. So they went ahead to construct it. But per the law requires, before you do any convention, you have to inform us.
Okay. And
they did not inform us.
Okay.
They went ahead to do the convention. So we are here to check whether once they have done it, have they regularized their convention with us? Okay. So we asked them of their papers to see if they have come to the office to do the convention. Okay. And if not, then we lay hands on it and we ask them to do the right thing.
Okay, so where they haven't documented the car as one which has been converted, what happens to the vehicle? Does it get impounded? What was the offense and the punitive measures?
So, as we came here, we are here also to educate. Okay. It's like the majority of the people doesn't know that when they convert their truck to van or cargo, they have to come to our stations to regularize their stay. Then how do you call it? To regularize their convention. Okay. So now, once he has been apprehended and he's not having, we will ask him, we will take some certain document from him. Then we ask him that he should bring the car papers to the office. When it comes and it's not, then we help him to do the convention.
Okay. I see another truck behind me. Is this a default truck, or this is another example of
it's another example.
Okay.
You see, it came as a pickup. It's a truck.
Okay.
So they have constructed the van on it.
Okay.
And looking to the distance, you see, it's the abnormalities of the van. You see the height.
Yeah.
Even it is an offense. Are you getting a point?
The height of the vehicle is an offense. Well, I'm seeing several of them. Another vehicle has been stopped here.
Somehow. But this one is higher than.
What is the, you're talking about height, what is the minimum required height that?
It shouldn't go more than 2 feet or 3 feet, depending on the size of the car.
Okay.
Depending on the size of the car, because as it moves along, there are other forces that is acting on the car.
Okay.
And if it is not well balanced, then it means that when it is negotiating a curve, the whole thing will come. It shouldn't go too high as you are seeing it.
So what happens now? With what you can see, how many inches can you estimate this to be? And what happens now?
As you are here, I will show you typical examples of the foreign one. Typical examples of the foreign one.
Okay.
You see, compare this and this. Have you seen the difference?
This is higher. This head, the tires and everything seems higher than this. But this, the height is still more than
this. You see the point? So when it happens like this, then it's very dangerous to drive this type of car on the road, especially when it carries heavy load. At least it shouldn't go too much.
With this particular type of car?
It shouldn't go too much.
Sure. So that's Mr. Joseph Obosu explaining the types of cars that need to be on the road as far as conversion is concerned. You need some documents if you want to drive certain vehicles that are going to be carrying loads. Kindly tell us, you stopped this driver because he was using a vehicle which was not at default or factory settings, for want of a better word. It wasn't a truck like this.
Yeah.
But tell me more about exactly what happened here.
Yeah. When we stopped him, I asked him whether they came to DVLA to do what we call physical conversion before they are using the truck. Okay. And then the owner told me that they bought a truck since 2012. And then he doesn't know anything about it. Okay. But he will come to DVLA on Monday to rectify the problem. Okay. So normally we take their roadworthy sticker to keep it, then we'll give them a note certifying that, making them to come on Monday to do the correct thing.
Okay.
Yes,
taking their roadworthy sticker will compel them to come.
Exactly, it will compel them to come and do the right thing.
Okay. So in the events that they do not come, you rightly indicated that it is an offense.
Yeah.
What are the punitive measures of punishment that go?
Yeah, normally if they don't come, we can block your roadworthy. We will block it at source. That means you cannot do the roadworthy anywhere. And then still, we give your number to the police patrol team. Okay. They will definitely arrest you and bring you back. And then as for that one, when they arrest you, we don't compromise. We prosecute you. We take you to court for prosecution.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you go through their vehicle documents, you get to know that they have not converted it or notified DVLA about the conversion done. So when that is done, the price as of revenue and any other thing. So let's say the vehicle is missing. So they have to issue a statement to us to take it out there. So we are going to say a pickup truck is missing or the pickup is missing. Meanwhile, it's a van now. So yeah, that's why we always need them to notify us. So when you go to the LI sub-regulation 2180, it states clearly that when a vehicle has been converted, you should notify the licensing authority about it and pay the said fee for that. So basically that's the enforcement we are doing. when it comes to conversion.
Why do people often evade this? Is it that the fee is too high? What's the thing behind it?
No. They always use their ignorance. I never know about it. Yes. So but I keep telling them, anytime you are into a transport business, you should know everything that entails in transport. Okay. So it's no excuse for you to say, I never knew I had to do a conversion about it. So it's not about the fee, it's about the ignorance. Okay. So anytime we get a chance to educate them, we do it. When you go to our social media platforms, you always push those agenda. When you convert your vehicle, when you want to convert your vehicle, come to the licensing authority. When you do anything on the vehicle, even changing the color of the vehicle, you should alert us.
If you respray your car, you need to alert
Yes, because when you go through your VRC booklet, that's the roadworthy we give you, we state the color of the vehicle. So we just want to be on the same page with you on anything you do. So we put it on our records. So conversion, change of color, change of use, anything from private to commercial. Now you don't want to drive a private car anymore, you want to make it a commercial, you have to alert us. So anything on the vehicle should be known.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't know about the spraying bit.
Yes. So do you have the images of the vehicle? So he has sent images of the vehicle because we don't know. So you can see from here, physical conversion from a pickup to a container has been done, and the said fee has been paid.
Okay.
So when you don't have the documents, you can equally show us images of it.
Okay.
We can allow him to go.
Oh,
so
okay. He's clear.
He's clear.
Okay. So typically what you are seeing here is Mr. Obosu doing a typical compliance check. He's asked the driver to check out the various functions of the vehicle to make sure that they are functioning. Now from what I saw, he directed the driver to show the trafficator to the left, and I don't see any action happening. But Mr. Obosu is going to tell us more. What exactly is going on? I see you're doing your typical compliance check.
Yeah. You see, we asked him to press the brake so that you see if it is functioning.
Yes.
The lights are not functioning. Both the brake and that of the trafficator light, they are not functioning. The front trafficator light lens, they are all not functioning. And look, a driver.
The car is a rated car.
So these are some of the things.
The handbrake is not working. Even when you get down, you can see the car wanted to even move forward. Everything on the car is not working.
So is that a classic example of a car which is not roadworthy?
Yes, since the lighting system are not working, you cannot tell the other road users your intention.
Okay.
Because these are the communication gadgets on the car which communicates. So if the trafficator light is not working, it means that you can't communicate well, and eventually it will end up in accidents. If a car is following you and you are braking, how will you know that you are braking whilst the braking light is not working? You see the point? So it is in actual fact, it is not roadworthy. It shouldn't come on the road at all.
I wonder how you get the roadworthy sticker on the car.
Yes, about that. How do cars like that pass the roadworthy?
Pass the roadworthy.
Mr. Obosu, how do cars like that pass the roadworthy?
The point is we have a lot of fake roadworthiness in the system.
So do you run it to see if his roadworthy was fake or is
it because of the special we have the gadget there. But we have problem with our lighting system, so we cannot use them today. Okay. Then you have gadgets which we use to check the fakeness of the roadworthy.
Okay. So typically, what happens to him and his vehicle now? Because it's loaded, it's a passenger vehicle.
So by law, you have to apprehend the car.
So we should shoot on our car. What are you going to do? What's going to happen to him?
No, we'll pardon him.
Okay.
For him to go and tell his car owner that next time when we see him on the road, we will not pardon him again. We will send him to court. So we will pardon him for today because of the passingness. We will pardon him to go.
So he gets a free pass today, despite the infractions that he has incurred. So basically, it's at the discretion of the police officer. Sergeant Bimpon says he made the driver go because the passengers in the car, and it's just this once that he's going to let him go. But subsequently, he's going to be penalized. Is there a law which says that drivers need to paste their stickers on the car?
Oh yes. It is.
So it's compulsory.
Yes, it is in the airline. It is in the airline.
Can you be penalized because you did not stick
Yes, you can be penalized for failing to display your normal your roadworthy and insurance at your right hands of your vehicle. You can be penalized. You can't see anybody in. By law here, you don't do tinted here unless the vehicles are from home. This one is artificial. Have you seen it? Please, you roll up small. Let me see something. Please roll up. Wait. Have you seen? I can remove it now.
Okay.
See it. You don't know what is in mind, by not allowing anybody to see him in the car.
The law says
it
should
be very visible in the car.
Everybody
should
know
see
who is in the car.
I
We don't know who is in the car.
Maybe you see, nowadays there's kidnappers and whatever. You can't see them.
Okay.
And then the roadworthy.
And the roadworthy.
When we give it to you, you should fix it at the right side of the. But when you look at so many cars now, they don't fix it. The person will tell you it's an MP, is this. But the law says as soon as we give you the roadworthy sticker, you are supposed to fix it there. It is not for just a show. And then this one, the police can even take you to court for prosecution. These are so many things that people don't know that the law specifies that we are supposed to do. That is it. So we are going to fix it for just a caution. So that when it expires and it goes in for another one, we'll fix it. Now, Mr. People normally when we arrest such people, we remove it. We remove it for them to know that it is not supposed to be there. The tint, it's not supposed to be there.
So at what point are you allowed to use tinted windows?
Normally the tinters are only meant for the back screen. Yeah, maybe for security reason. Maybe the person is an MP, doesn't want anybody to see it. But the rear front, you are not supposed. Yeah, you are not supposed to use it. And then even it even saves you to be able to look through your window, your side mirror, to see what is happening behind you. But when you tint it, it's always blur. You can't see what is behind you clearly. And that's why they are supposed to remove it. But normally after registration, they take the car out and then the Guru boys does it for them. So it's not supposed to be there.
Please, I'm removing the tinted. There's no space, no. It's not allowed. It's not allowed for you to say there is a space.
Because when you see the law very carefully, it says
not the sign, no. Don't say it's a sign.
The right side.
But see, he's citing the sun being.
I think 14, 1 or so. 7. Yeah. The other side.
What's the issue here? We saw that
yes, there's a sticker on the plate. Yes, which is not prescribed by law.
Okay.
It is not prescribed by law to use the sticker. You understand?
But what does it signify to begin with?
We don't know, because they only do that to suit their own interest. You understand? DVLA give the prescribed plate for you to use. So once you start, you decide to tamper with the standards of the plate, then it means it has become illegal. You understand? Yeah. So this is a prescribed plate from DVLA, but what the stickers they have put on it?
Which is the red?
The red stickers. When we peel off this, you see that the Ghana flag, it should be somewhere here, on the prescribed plate. And then this one too is another. This one. Yes, so once this is done, the press statement DVLA released on the 31st of last month, they state categorically about this. You understand? So this is a total violation of the law. It's against the rules of the law.
So what's the penalty for someone who's using the number plate?
Yes, most of these are not just ordinary stickers. Most of them use paint. So it will be hard for us to remove it, but once we get them on the road like this, most of them don't know the consequences of what they have done. Yeah, so we sometimes have to educate them. And then sometimes when there's a need, we peel the stickers off. Yes, to get the prescribed plate for them.
So in this case, are you going to peel it off or are you going to let him go?
Yes, so we're going to try to see if we can be able to peel it off. Okay. Otherwise, then we have to get a plate. We give him a note, he go and do it himself and then report to the DVLA. Or we get any item belonging to the driver, either his license or any item belonging to the car, the roadworthy or the insurance sticker, then we give him a prohibitory note with regards to that. Then after doing it, they report to DVLA and then we release whichever item we have in our possession to them.
Why do you have a number plate with a red sticker? What does it mean? So what does it mean, the red sticker?
I don't know. We are doing and we are also doing.
By the car owner.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, the car owner. And so you at least have a fair idea of what happens
I don't know.
As far as the registration is concerned.
I don't know. I'm not the one who registered the car.
You're not the one who registered the car.
So if you said it's not the right thing, the best thing for me to do is I just
rectify it.
Yes, remove it and do the right thing.
Okay.
That's all. Yeah. That's the only thing I can say.
Sure. And then it hasn't screwed in?
Yeah. No, the car, you see, I had that split.
Okay.
So this is just a school. I wanted to go and do a new normal plate.
When we stopped him, he said he know.
I know.
He know it's a violation of the
So
law.
I wanted to
but
go
we
and
have done
change.
it.
Then I'm going to change it.
You
I know
understand?
it. I'm a security man, so that's why I don't want to talk too much. Because I know the right thing.
Sure.
I'm not the one who registered the car, so I can't say anything. That's why I don't want to say anything. You see? Boss, don't worry yourself. I'll change the normal plate. So don't worry.
Like this one is from Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a Nigerian plate. So when we get somebody with a Nigerian plate, this is the permit for the car.
Okay.
Yes, so in most cases, they possess license from Nigeria. He can be a Nigerian. He can have possession of a Nigerian license, but then once he's traveling to Ghana, he should have a permit to drive in Ghana.
Okay.
Yes, different from the license he has from Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes, so we inspect the car permit. This is the car permit, and then the driver's permit too as well. Once everything is valid, then we have no reason for keeping them.
Okay.
We just allow them to drive on.
What happens where the person possesses an international license but hasn't got the paperwork for the car?
There's a difference between international license and then foreign license.
Okay.
Are you talking about foreign license or international license?
First of all,
the international license is what we call the international permit.
Okay.
Yes, the duration sometimes is 1 year.
Okay.
Yes, that is for the permit. That's the international license. Yes, and then we also have a foreign license. Then the foreign license, a driver is not mandated to use a foreign license to drive in Ghana, unless, of course, he do a foreign license conversion. He converts it to a Ghanaian license, or he has a permit from whichever country he's coming from to drive in Ghana within the time period that he's supposed to stay. Within that time stay in Ghana.
Okay.
Yes.
So there's no such license that permits someone to drive, someone from a different country to drive. There's no a generic license at that.
Yes. When you are in, let's take US for instance. If you are a citizen of USA, whether you are a Ghanaian, whether you were born there, you are traveling to Ghana, you have a US license, you need international driver's permit, international driver's license from US to come and drive in Ghana. But with the license you possess there, it is not mandated by law to use it to drive in Ghana. Yeah, it's a foreign license. And that is where there is the need for you to do foreign license conversion to get a Ghanaian license, or you get the permit which will give you the permission to drive in Ghana for your stay until you are gone. And in most cases, the duration is only 1 year, 12 months period. And after, when you exceed the 12 months period, it means you have to renew the permit, the international license. You have to renew it again. Yes. So, but as for the foreign license, no, you can't drive with foreign license in Ghana.
All right, sure.
Yes.
You see, this car has been stopped.
Yeah.
You realize that he's using a white plate, which is for private. White plate, which is for private. He registered it for a private use.
Okay.
But they are using it for commercial purposes.
How can you tell if they're using for commercial purposes? It could be that the private owner has bought all these.
No, you see, they register it on a private basis and they use it for commercial.
Okay.
Okay. If it is his own enterprise car using for his or her own business, that one, there is no problem.
Okay.
The majority that are on road, which we are being confronted, are that they are using the white plate for commercial purposes, which is depriving the government of the revenue that it's supposed to get.
Oh, okay,
because when you do the convention, it attracts some fee.
Okay.
So once he's using it for commercial purposes, then we have to ask him to do the right thing, regularize his papers with us. Because on our file, it is private, but he's using it for a commercial purpose.
Oh, okay. Now that you mentioned it, kindly take us through the various types of registration plates and their colors. We've seen white, we've seen yellow, there's green, I think I've seen red. in blue. Take us through the various registration plates and what they mean.
You see with the white.
This another white.
It's for private use.
Okay.
When you see the red, the yellow, it is for commercial purposes.
Okay.
When you see the red, it's also for diplomatic cars. Some of the plates are for provisional license. The yellow, the green one for government cars. The L plate, you see the white with the red in it. You have the provisional license, which is also colored in the white and P, a P with a green color. So that is the various form of. So you have the white, the green, the red, and the yellow.
Okay. Now, one thing I also want to draw attention to, you see, where the flag is. I've seen different colors here. I've seen a number of pictures on social media where it is red. What's that all about?
That is, that is another. Our being here is one of the purposes for which we are here, also to announce to the public that it is an offense.
What is an offense?
It's tempered with the whole thing.
Okay.
You see the point now? That is not what we handed over to them.
So the right plates, what is it supposed to look at? If it's a private or commercial?
It must be a plate, an embossed plate. With this, the Ghana, the flag here, and this in here.
Okay.
And that is what it has been prescribed in the law.
Okay.
So anything contrary to what we have given them is an offense.
Oh, okay. Okay. And when, as far as the registration plate is concerned, we have GW, we have GR, we have V. What do these letters mean?
Oh, the preface.
Yes.
It's this one. They give it according to the regions.
Okay.
The region. So you realize that Accra, this could be Greater Accra West, East. Okay. You see the point? Okay. So when you go to Ashanti, AS, Ashanti, Cape Coast, CR. So according to the region where you register it.
Or the district.
The district. Then you give you the preface that goes with the region or the district. He's using it for commercial purposes. It has been registered as a private car. And I won't come to
my wife in a tongue. The store cast my wife in a tongue. We distribute to my area. A month for. So it didn't mean any of the grandca will be stopping Mr. Brother.
One more paper. Now they are above. Right. What is it? Uber officer for Uber person banning. Hi. About my control ammo paper. About my police.
I want a bit of clarity on what you mean by using for commercial purposes, because the man was saying that he's been using it.
You see, most of the time when you see them, oh, I'm using it for my own business. But when you dig into it, they are using it for their own.
But when you say for commercial purposes, do you mean maybe you are
they make money out
hiring
of it.
The car or renting the car?
They make money out of it.
With the car?
If you are using it for your own business, there is no problem. But where you go and park it somewhere, you take money out of it, then it means that you are using it for commercial purposes.
Okay.
And for that matter, you have to even change the plate.
So what if, let's say you own a shop, probably a provision shop, and then you buy yourself one of these vehicles, and then you buy your stuff.
You are using it for your own business enterprise. So
that's not commercial. That
is not commercial. For your own business, that is not commercial.
Sure.
So when it's carrying white rate, you don't have any problem with it. But when it is carrying white rate and you are using it for commercial, taking money, hiring for people, and taking money from them, then it means that it is a commercial rate. And you know, commercial cars comes to us 2 times in a year. So when you make it private, it means that you will only come once in a year. So you are depriving the government from getting.
All right. Now that you mentioned that, I want us to clarify something here. So with these ride-hailing systems, you know, a lot of them are from personal vehicles, right? So let's say I own a car, but I want to use it for a ride-hailing system, but I'll still be using the car as mine. Maybe I'll go to work, and after work, I'll use it for the ride-hailing system. Is that commercial or still personal?
It's a commercial.
So when I want to do that, it means I have to change the number plate as well?
Yes, you have to change the number plate as well.
Oh, okay. All right,
you have to change the number plate because you are using it for commercial purposes. Even though you have registered it in your then it must solely be used on your business activities. But anything that brings in money with a car, are you getting a point? Okay. You are using it for commercial.
Tell me, I see that you previously stopped a car with the registration DV.
Yeah.
And now you stopped one with DP. What's the difference?
The DV is from the garage. That's from garage, and the DP from the port to garage. When you bring it to the garage, you have to change it and paste the DV plate over it.
So it comes in as DP, and then you change it to DV.
You change it to DV.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. I see.
So what he was...
This one, I think it has expired.
Yeah, so what he was trying to tell is that DP is from the port.
Direct from port.
Direct from port. And it's supposed to last for only 2 weeks.
Okay. So how do you know that it has lasted, is elapsed more than 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Now, when you look at it critically, now the new DP that is coming out is DP, the number, then F. And this one, it has no alphabet. So the alphabet one, it begins from the year. That the ones without an alphabet, when you look at the DPs without an alphabet, it begins from the year. Then we start before A, B, C. Now we are at F. So it means this thing had expired almost about 4 months ago. So he's not supposed to use the DP. He's supposed to come in to purchase maybe the DV plate that he can use for the whole year.
What happens when something like this happens? I mean, what are the punitive measures for this? I mean, he's using the plate that has expired.
We can hand him over to the police for prosecution.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Benpo, you give us more explanation into this. If I accosted someone with DP plates,
once it has expired, then police will take over, and then we will take him to the office and we will process him for court. You understand?
So it's an offense, but
yes, it's an offense.
And what's the punitive measure of punishment involved there?
What is the?
What's the punishment for such an offense?
When you go to court, the judge will tell him the punishment on it.
But is there a range? Is there a range?
That one I can't tell. The range is I can't tell, but it depends on the judge. Yeah.
So we realize that the DV plates, a lot of the times the security personnel stop them after 6 p.m. Why is that?
Around 6 p.m. going, they use it for robbery.
Which is the DV plate?
Yes.
Okay.
And they use it for adverse activities.
Okay.
That's why they've been apprehended.
So it's not that it is illegal to drive
for the LI, it is not written there that after 6 o'clock don't use the DV plate.
Okay.
But per their experience, they realize that most of the robbery cases with the DV plate, they use it for robbery after they just go.
More rampant.
Yes, it's more rampant after they just remove it.
So it's just a precautionary measure.
It's a precautionary measure that they put in place.
Okay. So it means once they stop you and then you clear their checks, you are free to go. It's not like you can't drive.
Yes.
So we've learned quite a number of things today from the compliance team at the DVLA and officials from the MTTD. But Mr. Joseph Obosu is going to give us his final words and basically advise the public. Mr. Obosu, what are your last words?
Yeah,
after this
last words after this exercise is that the compliance and enforcement exercise is ongoing, and we are there to check those people with the infractions and that of the defects, and those who does not comply to the road traffic regulations. So we are actually trying to warn the public, try to educate them to know that before they use their car on the road, they must make sure that the car is roadworthy. They must have a valid license. They must also have a valid roadworthy certificate. There are some who are operating with fake license, fake drivers, roadworthiness and others. And when we apprehend them, we will send them to court. So we are just warning the general public. Also, if they want to obtain license, they should come to the license office to come and obtain their license. If anything that they don't understand, especially with the convention of the vehicle from the truck to the van, they should come and we give them the specification for them to be able to enable them to do the convention. So we are trying to educate them, asking them to desist from anything that will cause them to be arrested.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. So that was the Deputy Director at the Driver Training, Testing and Licensing at DVLA, Mr. Joseph Obosu, basically telling us what the compliance exercise today has been. We have been doing this at the Abu Dome around the Intercity SCC Driving School yard. 2 take-homes. Whenever you import a vehicle for use, do that with a DVLA, especially when you have to convert from a pickup to a truck. And also, if you need or have to change the color of your vehicle, you should also keep the DVLA in the know to make things easier in the event where your car cannot be identified or has been stolen. My name is Lord Harris Idwasare. Do join us for our subsequent educational series with Road Safety Campaign.
From the dawn of time, people have engaged in several businesses. With the onset of technology and innovation, life has relatively been made easier. By using debit or credit cards,
mobile banking.
Thank you. And your favorite, mobile money?
tech has indeed married business. On BizTech, we spend time with faces behind known and upcoming businesses in the country.
Learn more about the new technologies and innovation,
as well as find out about the trending issues in the world of business.
Join us as we serve you with a variety of compelling interviews, projects and others right here on GhanaWeb TV.
Powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the part and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational. But that's the beauty of the game.
Today you are denying funny face. It's not my brother. Today you are denying funny face. I don't know him. You don't know funny face. It's not my brother. You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Huabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
It is your property. Do not see it as government property. All of you assembled here are also the government because the PNDC is a government that is or should be run by the people.
He was called the Boom Man, and indeed, he boomed till the end. Ghana's first president of the Fourth Republic, Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. For 20 years, he ruled the country from 1981 to 2001. This was after he ruled for a brief period in 1979. But how did it begin for him? Let's go a little while back. Rawlings was born on June 22, 1947 in Accra to Victoria Agbotui from Jelukope Keta in the Volta region, and James Ramsey John, a chemist from Castle Douglas in Scotland. He had his secondary education at Achimota School, where he met his wife, Nana Konedu Ajiman, and later enrolled at a military academy at Teshi. Having joined the Ghana Air Force, the military switched his surname and middle names. Jerry Rawlings John then became Jerry John Rawlings.
I've wanted to fly from the age of 6. Honest. I was standing next to my mother, in a compound house when the young men also in the house, asked me what I'd like to be when I grew up. And I said, I'd like to be a pilot.
After his graduation in January 1969, he was commissioned as a pilot officer and rose to the rank of flight lieutenant in April 1978. Then his political ambitions came in. Having been a part of the Free Africa movement, Rawlings joined other military officers who wanted to unify Africa through a series of coups. His first attempt in 1979 against the government of General Fred Akufu was unsuccessful and left him with an arrest and subsequent death sentence. While awaiting his execution, Rawlings was sprung from custody on June 4, 1979 by a group of soldiers who advocated for new leadership over claims that the previous was corrupt and beyond redemption. He led the group in a coup to oust the Akufu government and Supreme Military Council. He became the chairman of the Armed Forces Revolutionary Council, the AFRC, and under that regime, there were mass killings of military officers and civilians.
The holding of office in government in this country had in almost all cases been used to plunder the wealth of the nation.
After this, he handed power over to Hilary Liman in 1979 and took over with another coup d'etat on December 31, 1981. He established the Provisional National Defense Council, the PNDC military junta, in place of Liman's People's National Party. Economic policies under the PNDC led to some crises in 1983, leading to a subsequent structural adjustment and submission for election to retain power. Elections were held on November 1992, leading Ghana to a multi-party democracy. Rawlings' PNDC won amidst disputed results, and the PNDC was transformed into the National Democratic Congress, the NDC.
Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings,
Having been elected
to
the high office of President.
To the high office of President.
He took office on January 7, 1993, the same day the new constitution came into effect, and the government became known as the Fourth Republic of Ghana. Between 1992 and 1996, Rawlings eased control over the judiciary and civil society, allowing a more independent Supreme Court and the publication of independent newspapers. Opposition parties operated outside of Parliament and held rallies and press conferences. The 1996 elections were peaceful between two major contenders, Rawlings' NDC and John Agyekum Kufuor's Great Alliance, an amalgamation of the New Patriotic Party, the NPP, and the People's Convention Party, the PCP. Rawlings won by 57%, with Kufuor obtaining 40% of the votes. In accordance with his constitutional mandate, Rawlings' term in office ended in 2001. He retired in 2001 and was succeeded by John Agyekum Kufuor, his main rival and opponent in 1996. Rawlings, for years as a statesman, always spoke against corruption, hitting at whoever he thought was looting the public purse.
I'm saying that we can vote people in and out, personalities, okay? But my dear, what we need to do in this country is to establish a situation where even if it was the devil who should come and sit on top of us in Ghana, by virtue of certain procedures, certain practices, the devil cannot get away with doing whatever he wants. He would necessarily have to do what the people expect of him.
His sense of humor, now that was inevitably striking about the former president.
Papa
The various faculties
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I think I prefer the lady. I prefer the lady. I mean, this little warm food you want to enjoy, he wants to come out.
Rawlings died on November 12, 2020 at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital in Accra, a week after being admitted for an undisclosed ailment. His death came nearly 2 months after that of his mother, Victoria Agbotui, on 24th September 2020. He was succeeded by his wife, Konedu Ajiman Rawlings, 3 daughters, Zaneto Rawlings, Ya Santwa Rawlings, Amina Rawlings, and 1 son, Kimathi Rawlings.
I to defend, Onania, your freedom. Honor, to enable Koni soldier here to get used to the idea, okay, that civilian also has the right, Honor, to hold the weapon. Onania. Honor, first you have to inculcate the idea into his head. Onania. And it's not an easy thing to do.
Just hold one hand up. Okay, and do this. And one here.
Okay.
One here. Okay. Okay, then take it down.
Mina unjo mi dokwera, mina unjo mi dokwera, bueno kaka mia poase kwibinyo, bueno kaka mia poase kwibinyo, mle uye mi anda kwelo, mle uye mi anda kwelo.
From the dawn of time, people have engaged in several businesses. With the onset of technology and innovation, life has relatively been made easier. By using debit or credit cards,
mobile banking.
Thank you. And your favorite, mobile money?
Tech has indeed married business. On BizTech, we spend time with faces behind known and upcoming businesses in the country.
Learn more about the new technologies and innovation,
as well as find out about the trending issues in the world of business.
Join us as we serve you with a variety of compelling interviews, projects, and others right here on GhanaWeb TV. And welcome to BizTech on GhanaWeb TV, where we bring you business news that made headlines during the week, as well as an exclusive interview. My name is Na Oyokote. Now, Ghana is fast becoming a lucrative investment hub in Africa, thanks to the launch of the Year of Return by the government in 2019. Many Ghanaians have relocated to the country or established 1 or 2 businesses to boost the economy. On BizTech today, we speak to a member of the diaspora community in the United Kingdom, Lauren Wright, I beg your pardon. She tells us how the diaspora intends to boost the Ghanaian economy. My colleague, Amos Kofi has the report.
The Ghana Investment Promotion Center, in collaboration with the diaspora community, will hold a Diaspora Investment Summit come June 23, 2021 and June 24, 2021 to discuss measures to adopt to make way for the diaspora community to invest in Ghana. On BizTech today, we are speaking to one of the members of the community to discuss these investment opportunities. Her name is Lauren White. Thank you very much for joining us on BizTech today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So, which part of UK are you coming from?
I'm from London. I'm from London, yeah.
Are you there with your family or?
So I live by myself, but my family is there. So my mum lives in Ghana, my dad lives in Ghana. I'm sorry. My mum, why am I saying Ghana? My mum lives in London, my dad lives in London, my brother and my sister as well. So yes, so essentially yes.
So all your family is in London?
Correct, yeah.
I mean, do you think that Ghana is the best place to do these investments and all that?
Absolutely. I think right now the time is now. You know, when we were younger, it wasn't cool to be Ghanaian. And now it is the in thing. Even Nigerians want to be Ghanaians, you know? And so I think right now is opportunity for a lot of people that will look to go back to Ghana and look at some of the opportunities that are there.
So, is it that you grew up here and you went to London, or you were born in London?
I was born in London. Yeah.
Visiting, do you often visit with your family, or you only come alone and then go back and all that? Because obviously you are not really a Ghanaian because you don't have a Ghanaian passport.
I do have a Ghanaian passport.
You have a Ghanaian passport and a British passport.
Yes, please. Yes, I do.
A dual citizen.
Correct. Yeah.
So do you come and visit your family?
I mean, I was coming back and forth. I was going back and forth to Ghana with my family for, you know, until I kind of reached my adult age. And then it got to around 2012 and I was going to Ghana with friends, you know, every year visiting. And then I started to see more and more opportunities. So going to Ghana for the last almost 10 years by myself or with friends, I started to have an idea of what it takes or what it means to be in Ghana. So before it was once a year, then it became twice a year, and now more recently it's become, you know, 3, if I can, 4 times a year.
One would say that Ghana is not the best place to invest because there are no opportunities and all that. Generally, what is your perception about businesses in Ghana for the period in which you have been in Ghana?
So I have my own business in Ghana. So for me, before going over, I felt, as you've just put it, you're not a Ghanaian. So I felt almost like an outsider. But the more I went, I started to see, look, there's opportunities. And I think right now, the land and the ground is fertile to the extent that if we don't get in now, I almost feel like it'll be too late. So I feel like right now there are so many businesses and industries that are booming, and the opportunity is now for us to start to grab onto it and really just take the bull by its horns.
How many times have you visited Ghana?
I can't count. I mean, I visit so often that I feel like, you know, so every vacation period I get, rather than going anywhere else, I would go to Ghana.
You made mention of the fact that you had a nice experience when you were here with your friends and all. Generally, the feeling, how would you describe it, merging that with your business and all that? Because obviously you came to have fun, and also you have a business now. So the two, how do you cope with it?
Before, I didn't go to Ghana with a mentality of business. I used to go to relax, enjoy. You know, every time people from the outside go to Ghana, they tend to see it as a place it's cool to relax. It's an opportunity for you to just get away. But the more and more I came, I started to realize, look, there is so many business opportunities here. I need to get stuck in. And so as I started to discover, maybe there might be a few days that I'll spend with friends having fun. But the rest of the time would be focused on my business, focused on looking at new opportunities, and really just immersing, simulating myself with the environment as opposed to going out and having fun. And I feel like finally I can understand Ghana from a living perspective as opposed to a, going and coming perspective. When I go to Ghana, I don't see it as I'm just here, I'm just going to Ghana to have fun. I see it as here is now an opportunity just to assimilate myself as a Ghanaian.
What kind of business do you run? You mentioned you have a business.
So I have two things that I do predominantly in Ghana. Well, I have a few things that I do in Ghana. So I have a beauty spa called Leona Nails, which is based in Labone. I started that at the beginning of 2019. It was very difficult to start that, especially, you're starting a business even though you're not in the country. And I also am the head of sales for an agri-tech startup called Grow For Me. So they focus on bringing in external capital to individuals that are maybe based. We see ourselves as the Uber of agriculture, almost as a platform that enables anyone wherever you are in the world to invest in farming. You don't have to be in Ghana, but we basically marry your sponsorship with a farmer in Ghana who can develop and build and grow the crops on your behalf. How does
a farmer in, let's say, Asawasi West constituency in a village somewhere have this opportunity? How do they take the advantage of the platform you guys are creating to make their produce visible?
Good question. So we tend to do a lot of work with outgrowers. So a lot of our team are on the field. They're visiting the western region, northern regions, eastern regions. I've personally visited some of the farms myself. And literally you can be in your truck, our 4x4, driving through with our signs, Grow For Me, and you'll have a farmer screaming at you to find out more because they can see the logos about agriculture. And they'll literally ask you more, how can we get involved? So we are both proactive and reactive. So we reach out to a lot of outgrowers. We tend to work with outgrowers or farmers that have only had, that have experience growing the crops that we grow. I had the privilege of going to Tamale around Gushagu, the northern regions. And I met a farmer there who said, I asked him, how many acres of land do you have access to? And he told me, I've got access to 14 acres. I said, how much do you grow? He said he only grows 6 acres. I said, why? Because he doesn't have the resources and the finances to grow to the full capacity. So by working with Grow For Me, we're able to bring him that external capital that he very much needs to help grow to his full capacity. And that's really what Grow For Me is all about.
Okay, with regards to businesses in Ghana, I asked you earlier your general perception. What do you think Ghanaian businesses can do differently to improve? Because you mentioned the fact that the Ghana is a platform for you to do business. But what do you think we can do differently for us to improve?
I think number one, a lot of the reasons why businesses externally do quite well is they have access to affordable capital. And I think in Ghana it's very difficult for people to have access to capital. So when I say capital, I mean it could be in the form of credit, so a loan facility. But I see that in Ghana, you're getting loan facilities 20%, 25%, 30%, or 3% a month and more. And so it's very difficult for some businesses to actually thrive because they are unable to kind of go out and get and afford those credit facilities, those loan facilities. Secondly, I think it's really having the ability to identify or have access to the right resources to support them, whether it's in workers. I mean, I found that very difficult with my beauty spa. It's been very difficult to find the right workers to work with me, who also have the mentality that they don't just come and go, they're in it for the long run. And what I've seen very difficult, and I don't want to speak on behalf of all Ghanaian businesses, but there tends to be a lack of loyalty. And if there is some kind of mentality that we can work for the long term, for the longer and the greater good, then I think that'll be something that will benefit. And a lot of that is from top down. You tend to see businesses that will boom in a certain time where there is a certain government on. And in the moment that government goes, that business is no longer. But if we can start to see something in the longer term or have a longer term mentality, then I think that would work out for the greater good.
You mentioned all these lack of workers and all that. What are some of the tips you could share with us as Ghanaians that is different? Because obviously what you said is one of the major problems. In the UK, you do so many things, and there are lots of opportunities there. What are some of the tips you can share with us?
Some of the things about us coming from the UK, we do have the mentality that, I'll give you a prime example. If we go and work somewhere, right, and we're looking for a job, we understand that we can't just, if we're going to leave the company, we can't just leave the next day, right? I've had workers that will come to me, they'll work with me, they get their salary on Friday, they have left on Saturday. And so that impacts me as a business, right? Whereas in the UK, I have the understanding that I have a notice period that I have to fulfill. So I think it's also important that people understand that, you know, you can't just leave a business the day after you receive your salary, you have to hand in a notice. That's just one example. Secondly, you have to have a long-term strategy and put that in place. You have to have the right people to execute on that strategy. I think those are some critical things that people need to think about. I think as well, you need to understand that it's not as much as there being a competitive landscape, we all need to work towards a greater good. And what I see in Ghana is that everyone's competing against each other rather than sometimes working together, building the ecosystem together. So you can be in the tech industry, how can you work together? You can be in the beauty industry, how can you work together? So I think there's ways and means that us in the UK, we tend to look at ways and means for us to collaborate. And I don't see, again, I'm not generalizing here, but I see there's a gap in terms of opportunities for people to collaborate and see how you can build the ecosystem together.
I want to understand something. The diaspora has favorable conditions. You can do your investments in the UK and all that. You can invest there and do your businesses. Why Ghana?
Why are we coming back? Why are we going back to Ghana? I tell anyone in Ghana, when they say, oh, I want to run to UK, I want to run to America, or run to wherever, don't. The opportunities in Ghana, I believe, are so much more than in the UK. Fine, we have access in the UK to cheaper capital, cheaper loans, cheaper credit. Fine, I understand that. Let's go and get that access to that capital, to that, and bring it and take it over to Ghana. I think there's opportunities in agriculture, opportunities in oil and gas, opportunities in real estate, opportunities in private equity, opportunities in tech, opportunities in beauty, opportunity in fashion. There's opportunities across the board. I think because the UK and America and other Western societies, they're more mature in terms of businesses. It means in Ghana, the opportunities are a little bit more fertile, meaning that there is an opportunity for us to get in, right? Whereas things have progressed a little bit more there. So it's a lot harder for us to start with something small for it to blossom. Whereas in Ghana, you can start with something small and that will manifest itself far much more. I've seen more money in Ghana, not saying in my hands, but seeing it with my eyes than I've ever seen in the UK.
You spoke about opportunities. What are some of these opportunities the diaspora see that we those in Ghana, we don't even see them? And you make the decision.
Clean your glasses well, because I
don't see them. But you see them and you want to come in. What are some of these opportunities you see?
I can get into an Uber, and by the time I've reached my destination, I see opportunities. That Uber itself is an opportunity for myself. I started the Uber business because I got into an Uber car and realized that people can buy an Uber car and give it to a driver to drive on their behalf. So now I have a fleet of Uber cars. Do you see? So that in itself is an opportunity. I can go and buy a car from outside, ship it to Ghana, find a driver to drive. That is an opportunity. I'll drive down the street and I'll see billboards. Is that an opportunity for us to do something? I'll drive down the street, I'll see some uncompleted buildings. Can you overtake that building to maybe do something? There was so much opportunity, but honestly, a lot of us don't know how to, the difference between us and, excuse me to say, but yourself, is you have the connections. We might not necessarily have the connections. So if we can partner up together somehow, we can certainly do something good. There's opportunities in agriculture. I realized during the pandemic, when the Ghanaian GDP, when GDP in Ghana was going down, the proportion of agriculture in the GDP was increasing. So it's showing that there's an opportunity in agriculture and agribusinesses. So how do we get involved in that? There's opportunities in real estate. let's bring private equity businesses, opportunity in tech. Look how Twitter has bring their headquarters over to Ghana. Why? Because they see an opportunity in Ghana. Volkswagen brought their manufacturing unit into Ghana. Why? Because they see an opportunity. Landscape favors certain structures like that. I just see there's so many opportunities here. There's so many opportunities for people to just give back. It might not be initially profitable, but that seed that can be sown very early on can manifest itself 10, 20 years down the line, right? And so I think so these are some of my 2 pence in terms of what I believe.
Obviously, there are a lot of opportunities in Ghana that we need to tap into them. But we'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation.
A sign, it can happen to everybody. What happened to me was not planned. Actually, in Kamekra, I didn't plan it because Minsana Ebuno, it is for life. I'm going to live with it for the rest of my life. And this is not what I want or I wanted. Intino, I will pray to God first of all to protect all of us. Again, I will plead with authorities that there should be more campaign. We are all here to stand as an ambassador if we have the support. Do you understand? We can't do it alone. So we need to let the campaign out the more. We need to speak about it. There should be everyday video about it. You should have ambassadors to people who are ready to talk, who are ready to remind ourselves. There should be videos. There should be videos around. Everybody has a mobile phone. And now I will be a sponsor. Now a quick thing, now be good phone. So whether you like it or not, you read it. There should be a way that road safety messages should go around like that. Again, our traffic lights. Me, I've had an experience with it. I don't know if it's we should accept it like that in the night. Most of our traffic lights are on amber. It's like everybody can go. Yeah, I don't know. But please, if it could be changed, if you can go to the regular traffic light system, red, gold, green that we all know. Yeah, it be one song, you may trim all right, but don't wanna be careful. So we should work on that. Again, if we can have a towing system that can help on our road too, it will help. Our road signs, most of them are the form. And I say, watch ya, and the comobu. And I say, you're a cry, you know, if you are a car, bomb, and all that. Please, authorities, let's help us. Help yourself, make your job easier. Again, to drivers, in all this, the Akakan, you know, road signs, you are no careful, also a sign a bit to me at all. Into ye careful. Ya pam chow Kumasi Accra Road at Demua ko shoka won de nefa ko. But overtaking rough. Any ye kasa wo phone so na ye drive na ye send message ni ade no. Ye nyina every day ye bi. We can't be hypocrite. Ye nyina ye bi. Inti ye pa ye nyina ye ho chow ye njai. Ye nyina ye njai. Na ye nsre rade no mbo en ho ban. Corona ba ye ntumi Emfa a sign way in some make count to hey 35 people fear death. Hey, Sabra for Miss Ropa in Timpacho. Yenna careful. Thank you very much for this opportunity, GhanaWeb. Hi, my name is Nanama McBrown. I'm proud to be part of GhanaWeb Road Safety Campaign. Please do the right thing. Save a life. Brim.
So welcome back from that breather. We are still talking to Lauren White, who is a member of the diaspora community from London. Thank you very much once again. Ahead of the summit on 23rd June 2021 and 24th June 2021, what are your expectations?
Look, I'm looking forward to heading over to Ghana and attending this. It's the maiden edition. It's an opportunity really for people in the diaspora to tap into what's going on. I'm expecting that there will be an opportunity for anyone to, you said, you know, what are the things that you can't see that I can see? I want there to be, there's things that I don't even see. So I want there to be an opportunity that we can all come together and we can all, as Ghanaians say, shine our eyes so we can see what those opportunities are. But also for us to connect, collaborate. There could be something that you're doing that I might not know. It would be like, wow, we can collaborate and join forces on that. I also am expecting opportunities to just learn more about the landscape. I want us to move past just talking, but action. I want us to move past just hearing about these opportunities, but seeing what we actually need to do to start being part of those opportunities. There are people like me, or people, you know, that have more access to capital, that we want to know, what is a person with £100 or the $100 going to be able to do? What's a person with $500 going to be able to do? What's a person with $100,000 going to be able to do? $1,000, $1 million, $10 million going to be able to do? If we can break it down to understand what are those various areas that we can slot ourselves into and understand, and then meet the relevant people so we can start working on those, it'll be amazing. It'll be amazing. Connections, networking, I'm expecting all of that.
I spoke to a woman from the US some time back, and about 2 weeks ago, and she said that there are a lot of barriers that is preventing them, you in the diaspora, to come and visit the country and invest. Because according to her, she tried coming to Ghana during the year of return last year and to invest, and then she was told that because of the election, they don't know, the government doesn't know if they will stay in power or not. What do you think can be done to make it easy for the diaspora community to come to Ghana and invest? Because all these factors you raised are stumbling blocks.
I think one thing I think we shouldn't hide away from, I'm going to answer your question in a roundabout way. With any form of investment, there's always risks, right? There's always things that will impact your investment. So I think we need to be very open and honest with what some of those risks may be. And one of those risks is the political climate, right? So what we've seen in Ghana is that NPP could be in power, they finish their 4-year term, NDC come in, and then contracts change. And I've seen it with my own eyes. I wonder, why does that happen? We're not used to that in the UK. In the UK, if the Conservative Party are in power, and you have a contract to do something, you will do that contract until you've delivered on the results, not until the Labour Party come on board. And that needs to change, right? So I think that is just something we need to understand, right? But in terms of specifically to your question, is that those barriers, it could well be, I mean, I remember when I was trying to even ship a car, they were charging me more to ship a car because I didn't have a Ghanaian passport, right? So I think since MPP came back into power, they've changed that. They've made it more transparent with duties and clearing, etc. So it's a lot more easier. But I think if there was a way that we all have a level playing field, you as a native Ghanaian and us in the diaspora have a native playing field, that what you have access to, I have access to, and vice versa, that is a barrier removed. Number two, I think also in terms of just being very honest with something. If I'm coming to you for a conversation, I tend to find that Ghanaians, the conversation I have with a Ghanaian versus a Nigerian, let's just say for example, a Ghanaian will say, okay, let's see. A Nigerian will tell you yes or no. We're not honest with ourselves enough to say yes or no. And we need to move away from being in the middle, but being from a yes or a no. So we're very clear with how we're going to do business. That's another barrier that I see exists. The capital, what I've told you about the credit facilities, right? When you're in Ghana, the access to loans, it needs to be more accessible. You can't be charging 20%, 25% for a loan facility. We're not used to that in the diaspora. We see, maybe maximum 8% on the pound, 9%, 10% for business. And that is something that's a barrier for us all when we're in the diaspora when we come to Ghana. I see some people might have a language issue. I'm not the best with speaking Twi, but I understand everything. But it doesn't allow us to flow because of my barrier. Do you see? There could also be the fact that they hear my accent, they're already charging me more. So sometimes what I will do is, I have 2 phones. I'll message the person first on WhatsApp with my Ghana number to make sure I'm getting the answers I need before I'll call them and they hear my accent. Because I want to make sure they flow with me as a Ghanaian rather than as a diaspora first. So these are some of the small things that I've seen. Having an opportunity to just have more open conversations with ourselves. So we are all, I don't want people competing. I hate that. Let's collaborate. If you have a restaurant, just because someone else is coming to open up another restaurant down the road from you, everyone has to eat, right? So why compete, but rather not collaborate in some kind of way? Of course, you're doing business, you have to make a profit, but let's find ways to figure out how we can collaborate rather than compete with ourselves.
Aside agriculture, what other sector do you think we can explore, or you, the diaspora, can explore?
I think let's look at, I always look at it in terms of necessities. What are the necessities in there, in Ghana, or for a human being? You've got necessities in food, everyone has to eat, right? So what can you do in that area? You see people have to dress. What can you do in fashion? You see that everyone now, Wi-Fi has become a massive necessity. What can we do in the technology space around that? People got to live somewhere, shelter. What are the things that we're doing around affordable housing? I remember seeing some Twitter posts and posts recently where they'll show this is what $12 million gets you, $2 million gets you in LA versus $2 million in Ghana. Why is housing so expensive in Ghana? I see a massive mansion in LA for $2 million, but in Ghana you get a small house. Why is that? Why is that the case? What can we do to bring in affordable housing in Ghana? How can we bring in external capital into Ghana that is at a cheaper rate than you're used to? So what can we do to drive down the annual percentage rates, right? What can we do around beauty? Beauty is a booming industry right now. So a lot of people, I'm looking for people to collaborate who can bring their beauty services from outside and can work with me because I have a customer base in Ghana, right? What are we doing in transportation? What can we do around that? How can we facilitate infrastructure? How can we facilitate, there was a lot, oil and gas. There is space there for us to bring in, to work with partners, to bring in, to work with BDCs and OMCs in Ghana. How can we bring in extra oil or crude oil into Ghana or process, what can we do to refine oil here in Ghana? What are the Ghanaian government is putting out incentives around cocoa. What can be done through there? The Ghana government has said that there's going to be a ban on importing rice in the next 2 years. How do we start to build our own rice brands? So there's just so many different things. Tech, as I said, Twitter are bringing their headquarters to Ghana. That just goes to show you something, right? So I think in each of these different areas, there are opportunities and we just need to somehow tap into it. So I'm expecting from the summit that a normal person, I'm tired of going to summits where we're speaking at a high level, where the normal person from the diaspora can't come in with their own money or gather together with a number of angels or friends to build something. I'm tired of those conversations where we can't be part of it because you have to be from a institutional level. But how does a normal individual externally go to Ghana with the little capital they have, or maybe the links and the contacts that they have, to make a difference in Ghana?
Finally, what's your favorite Ghanaian dish and what's your favorite hanging out spot in Ghana?
Wow, my favorite hanging out spot is church. I love my church. I go to two churches, Trinity Baptist Church in the mornings, and I go to Omega House, Omega Revival Center, led by Apostle B.B. Frederick, in the evenings. That's my favorite. I'll be honest, that's my favorite hangout spots. If it's not church, it will be somewhere I can go and chill and eat. My favorite food is jollof rice and chicken. But now before I hated okra. I hated it. But when I went because of the slime. But then a friend of mine made the most amazing okra soup of benku, and I loved it. And since that day, I can have benku and okra every single day.
That's your friend. Is she a fancy or?
I think she's an Ewe.
Oh, okay, that's why. It's understood.
She's the
Yes.
she's the Emirate.
That's right.
And I was like, wow. I sat back, I was like, those times my mum was making it in London at home, I hated it. She can cook, don't get me wrong, my mum can cook. But I was like, what is this? So from that day, maybe 20 years ago, I couldn't eat it. Since recently, when my friend made that dish, I said, every day I'll eat benko and okra stew now. Okra stew, I love it. Crab, tilapia, beef. Oh my, I've been missing out. I've been missing out.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Okay, so your final words. What are your final words?
I am looking for us, this is the new normal. We're entering into the new normal. And I think with the summit, the message is clear. With the new normal, what can we as part of the diaspora do? I don't want to just talk about it. I want us to act. And I'm loving the fact that the summit gives you the opportunity to network, to enter into breakout rooms, to close some deals. I'm looking for people to close deals within the agriculture landscape, in the beauty area, in the real estate area, in the oil and gas area, especially. That is the area that is booming. So these areas, I'm personally looking forward to building connections and just looking forward to even mentor the people that are coming behind me. I want to leave the door open. People that want to find out more about how to invest into Ghana. The little that I know, I'm more than happy to give out. But I also want other people that have gone ahead of us to be open with their knowledge and experience and open the door for us that are coming up behind them. So those are my expectations.
Lauren Wright, you've been awarded an MBE. Tell us about it.
Yes, I was privileged enough to be awarded an MBE by the Queen in her birthday honours list for my services to young people in the community in the UK. So for me, it was a privilege and an honour to be awarded the MBE.
Thank you so much, Lauren Wright, for joining us on BizTech today. Okay, obviously we need to tap into opportunities in Ghana and make way for the diaspora community to invest in Ghana. We have to play a role to grow Ghana together. My name has been Amos Eko Kofi.
Thank you very much, Amos Kofi, for the interview. We move on to Tech Bits with Jefferson Seniaza.
Hello there, my name is Jefferson Seniaza from After Music. This week on Tech Bits, we're going to talk about Coach Me. Now, we all have careers. I do have a career, you do have a career. Sometimes you need a bit of coaching right from the start to help you achieve your career goals. This website we're going to talk about has the right tool, and with AI technology and even hands-on technology, you'll be able to get the right coach and set your right goals for your career. So coach.me is literally spelled COACH.me. So coach.me is a great habit tracker that helps you whether you have a career, or it can even be used for any other coaching ability, and it's very, very simple. The main focus is actually to build your career. So it's an easy to learn skill, whether you pick your career and you let it gives you what you have to do to achieve those goals in that specific career. There's a free version for finding that, but the main one, personal coaching, which is you actually get assigned to a personal coach, it costs a bit much, but the main one is absolutely free, and if you have a look at it and if you like it, you can actually pay for more. But that is it, coach.me. There's an app for it, and it's also available online. You can just sign up, and we can look into the sign up process, which is very, very straightforward and easy to do. And once you get into it, you just put in your name, email address, and set a password, and you should be good to go. So I'd encourage everyone to have a look at it, coach.me. That's instant coaching for all those that want to have a target career and get into. So that's it for this week. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.
Up next is Biz Headlines. Persons engaged in the buying and selling of foreign currency to or from unlicensed persons or entities have been served a warning from the Bank of Ghana. The bank says those activities are prohibited under Ghana's laws. By this, the Bank of Ghana is urging the public to report any such illegal activities to the Financial Stability Department of the Bank of Ghana for further actions to be taken. This was contained in a release by the Central Bank as part of its financial literacy education on Forex Bureau, adding that those engaged in the buying and selling of foreign currency without license will be punished upon a summary conviction by a fine or a prison term of not more than 18 months or both. Still on the Bank of Ghana, in the coming days, the BOG will purchase gold from the local market to help shore up its reserves. This marks the first time the Bank of Ghana is embarking on a domestic gold purchasing to augment foreign reserves. The central bank hopes to double gold holdings in its foreign exchange reserves portfolio in the next 5 years. According to the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, the bank's foreign reserves has grown steadily over the last 15 years to current level of almost $11 billion. The incessant robbery attacks on mobile money agents in the country makes the business the riskiest in the country, bemoans the spokesperson for the Mobile Money Agents Association of Ghana, Charles Kwesi Addo. There have been many countless reports of operators of the business who have been victims of robbery attacks, with some killed in the process and many others injured. In some of the most recent cases, there were separate robbery attacks in the western region on 2 mobile money vendors in Sekondi Takoradi, while many others have been recorded in other parts of the country. Mobile money is one of the businesses that is the riskiest. Security has become one of the major challenges that we are struggling with. There's a direct burglary, and that is the order of the day, Charles Kwesi Addo said in an interview, stressing that it had become a major challenge that many mobile money operators are battling with. On the aviation sector, British Airways has bowed to pressure from the government of Ghana and rolled back on a plan to switch Accra flights from Heathrow to Gatwick. Speaking in an interview, the public relations officer for the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, Eric Miracle Amaning, said Accra will continue to operate from the London Heathrow Airport from the IATA Winter 2021 season. This means passengers on the Accra-London route will land at Heathrow Airport instead of Gatwick Airport. Finally, the British Airways last week wrote to the Minister of Transport, informing him that they have reconsidered their decision to move Accra flights to Gatwick. So our final destination will be Heathrow Airport and not Gatwick. So I think that the Minister of Transport did a yeoman's job, and we need to commend him for that. That was Eric Miracle Amini speaking in an interview. Co-chair of the Abosokan Spare Parts Association has said the planned relocation is bound to happen in about 5 years' time. His reaction comes on the back of some spare parts dealers at Abosokan protesting attempts by the government to relocate them to a new site. Speaking to Desmond Frempong on GhanaWeb's BizTech program, Mr. Ampedu said the intended relocation is not an immediate action, but will happen within the next 5 years.
We are planning that from now to 5 years, within 5 years, we will relocate from Abosokai. And we want a better place. We are not thinking of Abosokai or the spare parts alone. We are thinking of the mechanics, those who sell cars, a place that we can have a hospital, a stadium. We want to build a village by itself, you know. Look at our situation here. No investor will come to our aid because the whole place is very porous. The whole place is not good. Even though we are enjoying what they are doing here now, but if you have this vision, you have to plan so that the future generation will come and take over from you. We cannot sit down here for this business to collapse. I think it's miscommunication. That's the reason why people are not happy about it. I say people are agitating, talking here and there. But with time, they will get to understand.
Now on the oil and gas sector, the managing director of Tema Oil Refinery, Francis Boateng, has been sacked from his post, together with his deputy, Ato Morrison. The duo, who had been at the helm of troubled state-owned refinery since May 2020, were reportedly served with their dismissal letters last Friday, June 11, 2021, by the Ministry of Energy. Commenting on the issues, Executive Director of Institute for Energy Policies and Research, Kojo N. Poku, said the refinery's current state has been that of grave concern. There is no quick fix to the myriad of problems at TOR. Some people are of the belief that if GNPC gives our local crude oil to TOR and Ministry of Finance gives money to the refinery to pay 6 months of salaries, the problems will disappear. Unfortunately, that is a misconception. All refining done by TOR in the last 6 years using the CDU and residue fluid catalytic cracker has resulted in losses to the refinery, he said in a release by TOR. The Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Amishadai Owusu Amwa, has announced the implementation of rent tax by end of the year. He noted that the rent tax app will also be designed to track properties, whether it is rented or owner-occupied. According to the Commissioner General, the collection of rent taxes will be made easy with the app, as defaulters will be tracked easily. For the good of everyone, we have introduced the Rent Tax app, which has everyone's data on it. If your name is searched, the app will take us directly to your location, and then when we get there, we will be able to identify whether the property is owner-occupied or rented. This will not make it possible for anyone to hide from paying your taxes. If you have a property you are renting, start paying the rent tax. We should be compliant with this new ideology. Currently, we have started implementing the app at Accra, Kumasi, Tema. The integration of member account numbers of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, Instagram